Welcome back. We are having our third conversation for this morning, and it's quite a special one. Why? Because we are in the presence of royalty, I tell you. We'll be talking about the upcoming Miss World competition set to take place, the pageant set to take place in India. And we have here with us Miss World Belize herself. That is ELISE-GAYONNE Vernon.
Yes.
She is the 2022 crowned Miss World Belize. Good morning, Elise, and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for asking. You know, we don't get that often.
Yeah, we usually when asking how are you, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're important too, so.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
But yes, we know that you are gearing up to make that official travel to India, and it's quite a busy time for you right now, all the preparations involved. But before we even get into that, let's talk about your reign so far. You were crowned in 2022. I imagine you would be the longest reigning Miss World Belize, so we could get into one of the reasons why that was the case. But let's talk about your reign. What has it been like so far?
It's been incredible. I mean, I've had so much support all over Belize. People have been reaching out, supporting me, giving positive messages, and I've enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Like you said, I am the longest reigning Miss World Belize at the moment, and that is because Miss World has postponed their pageants a couple times. However, that worked out in my favor because I had more time to prepare, to learn more about India, and of course to practice my walk and question and answer.
Yeah.
What made you decide to be a part of this pageant in the first place? Miss World is one of the largest pageants. I think it would be along with Miss Earth, Miss Universe.
Yes.
Those three, they're considered like the Olympics of pageantry, correct?
Yes.
Why did you decide to be a part of this pageant?
Because Miss World is a lot different than the other pageants. They are more focused on being a beauty with a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that speaks to me because I believe in giving back to my community. I even ran for village council at one point because
Wow.
of this belief. So when I realized just how big of an impact that I can make as a queen within a very small village such as Biscayne, where I'm from, you know, I think about it and I said, you know what, this is a great opportunity. It's an opportunity to show that we're versatile, that I can be both a farmer, because I am a farmer, and a queen at the same time, and that is why I decided to join.
What was it like for you growing up in Biscayne on a farm as a farmer?
So I actually didn't grow up in Biscayne.
Okay.
I'm a city girl at heart. However, at the age of 12, I moved up to the farm. And, you know, this was a whole different experience than what I was used to.
Yeah.
Because I grew up right across the street from hookup. And so there's no
Yeah.
farm animals there.
Yeah.
But I did spend a lot of my vacation times as a child up at the farm with my grandparents. And that is where I learned all about farming, about cows. And I think that is where my love really started off from.
You know, I think of all the pageant ladies that we've met over time, or at least in my career so far, you have one of the most interesting stories because of what you do, you know, as a farmer, and also the fact that you were interested in politics as well, being
yes.
a part of the village council. But how do you, my question is, how do you plan to use your story and your background to take it on that stage over at Miss World, where there's a lot of other ladies that have similar and you know, similarly impactful stories like yours?
I believe in being authentic, and while they do have powerful stories, and I've heard a lot of their stories already, that should not change how powerful my story is. I am authentic to myself. I am proud to be a farmer, and that is what I'm going to take with me to the stage. I'm going to stand there as a proud farmer while still being a beauty queen. And with that, I'm hoping to inspire other young ladies, other girls who can see themselves in me, who know that, you know, there are days of insecurity and there are days that you might not feel as powerful, and some people might judge you because of your career, what you choose to do. But you know what, we are authentic, we are powerful, and that is what I want to stand to represent there.
Excellent.
And not to get religious here, right? But in the Bible, there's a character by the name of David. And David was a farmer who became a king.
Yes.
And so your story reminds me of something
Wow, that's powerful.
similar in that sense. Has farming taught you anything or provided for you some core principles or lessons in life in pageantry? Has there been any transition of lessons from farming to pageantry for you?
So many. I mean, the number is crazy because in farming you have to have a certain level of determination. You have to have a certain level of drive. And I mean, there are some days where we are working against the clock to save an animal or to do some type of project. And that has come across to the pageant world for me because now I have to have that same determination and that same drive. And when my feet are hurting and my back is hurting from sitting up straight all day, you know, I had that experience as a farmer to be pressed against the book, and I still pushed through. And I think that is something that I carried through my pageantry journey because I'm not used to this. I'm not used to all of the glitz and glam. And like I tell everyone, I don't wear makeup. I never wore heels before this. And so it has been a great transition. But the core principles of being a farmer has translated into that.
Yeah. You know, oftentimes when we speak to ladies that are vying for a role or for a title in a big pageant, there's often a platform involved, something that they feel strongly about that they are advocating for. In this case, what are you using as your platform?
So like I mentioned, Miss World is focused on being a beauty with a purpose. So our platform is called a Beauty with a Purpose project. And my Beauty with a Purpose project is called Cultivating the Future. Because of course, as a farmer, I'm cultivating the future. But not only through plants, but I believe that if you instill certain things in the younger generation, we are building for a brighter future. And so at the moment, I'm working with schools and trying to teach children about gardening, and I have several other projects because I'm using sustainable agriculture to fight against world hunger. You know, there's rising food costs. There are a lot of breadwinners who are struggling to put food on the table. However, if we are able to grow our own food as farmers, as entrepreneurs, then we can create our own nutritious food, our kids have food, and we can create income. So all of this kind of ties in under my Cultivating the Future platform.
Girl, I'd give you that crown. I'd give it to you. That was such an impactful answer. But I know that one of the things that oftentimes scares the pageant ladies is the big question and answer. How are you preparing for that?
I mean, I walk the street and people are throwing me questions. And
really?
Yes, like people will ask me something, I don't even know, what inspires you to be Miss World? Or they ask me several questions, but I have been training, I've been practicing, and I mean, it starts from the little things too. I would put on a Miss Universe show, and I'd listen to their question and answer, and I'd pause it, and this is a tip other young ladies can use, because I know there are other young ladies vying for Miss Universe and Miss World, and while we do train, there are simple things you can do at home. So I would pause the video, and I would answer it, and I would try to see if my answer corresponds with what the other young lady said, and most of the time it does, which it makes me proud because I know my training is getting me somewhere.
I like that. So it's practice and
it's a lot of practice.
Repetition that
Yes.
helps as well. You travel to India in a couple weeks. In fact, next week you travel to India.
8 days.
8 days.
I leave Belize in 8 days, yes.
How do you feel about traveling and being in India?
I'm so excited. I really can't wait. A part of me is a little bit sad because I am a mama's girl. I think we even did an interview here with my mom and I, and so leaving her for that period of time, it kind of makes me sad.
Are you going alone?
I am traveling alone.
That's gonna be different.
Yes.
Wow.
I've never experienced that before, but you know what? I'm up to the task.
Is this your first time outside of the country as well?
I've traveled to Miami before, but again, that was with family, so this is different indeed.
So you travel to India next week, in 8 days, that's next week, and during that time, well, how long will you spend in India leading up to the actual pageant?
So in total, I spent about 3 weeks, almost a month, and during that time, because the pageant is set for March 9th, So during that time, we have several other different events that we will have, like the top model, where I get to wear a designer-made dress from Belize. And then I also have the talent segment and the sports segment and a lot of others. The head-to-head is a big one because it's basically like this. It's an interview, it's question and answer. And so that's a big one as well.
What are you planning to do as your talent?
Okay, so I'll leave the song as a surprise.
Okay.
But I've been practicing my pan playing, my steel pan playing.
Ooh, nice.
And I will be singing a Belizean song.
Okay.
I won't say which song.
I love that.
And for your designer of choice, who did you go with?
If you know Renelle from
Yes,
Cayo,
we do.
she does incredible work. So she did design my dress to take.
You sent
Wonderful.
chills.
I know.
When you said that. Wonderful.
Well, we're going to leave with one final question, and this might be your question on that big stage. Why should you be Miss World?
I should be Miss World because I take everything with me from Belize. I am hospitable, I'm hardworking, I'm a farmer, and that makes me unique. And because of what I stand for, I have done so many projects within Belize, and I want to take that to the bigger stage. I want to give that a bigger platform because I believe that we can make a change. I believe that we have the power to change our future. And so in that way, we can work through agriculture, through what I know best, in order to make a brighter future.
Ding! That's your buzzer. Time is up. And you are Miss World! Thank you so much, Elise, for stopping by. I know that this is going to be a life-changing experience. So definitely go out there and put your best foot forward, but also try to enjoy it. Have fun too. This will be one of the memories that you'll never forget. And you have everyone here in Belize rooting for you. We are going to be glued to that television or those devices watching you on that stage.
Thank you so much. You can follow me on my Instagram, ELISE-GAYONNE Vernon, because I will be sharing the links there when it comes to voting or even watching the pageant. So you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook.
Alrighty. Great. Well, we got to take our final break, and when we come back, the conversation is all about the upcoming Hurricanes versus Orange Walk Rebels game. Stay with us. We'll be right back.